It's the final day of the 21st annual Renegade Bass Classic. Teams have just 8 hours to search the waters of Dog, Cranberry, and Whitefish lakes for the right fish to move them up in the standings, or to keep them at the top. With the prestigious title and a $65,000 Ranger boat package on the line, teams will have to push themselves hard to get through the tough day ahead. In the end, the 21st annual Bass Classic Championship team will leave their mark in Canadian tournament history. The waters of Dog, Cranberry, and Whitefish proved difficult for some of the teams on day one of the 2016 Renegade Bass Classic.
It was a grind. Seems our fish moved, but afternoon we tried a couple different patterns and put a half-decent bag together.
1644 is the official call.
We missed a couple good ones though we had on. Probably could have had a better bag. We ended up with 15 pounds. Only 8 fish all day. So it was a tough day for us.
Kitzler and Lecky, team 2.
Tough day for us, Jim. Not a great practice, and pretty much the tail today is the same as yesterday. Not very good.
While a difficult bite prevented series leaders from cracking the top 10, other teams were able to find the right caliber fish that pushed them up the standings.
We're in the hunt, so that's all we wanted to do is keep up there. Hopefully we can get about the same weight and maybe bring us home.
Local favorites DeVos and DeLodge showed how knowing the water is a distinct advantage, especially when the bite is tough.
We had a good day yesterday. We're sitting in second place. Top 3 teams are like really tight, so hopefully we can pull it together.
However, by the end of day one, Team 38, Western and Clifton, came out of nowhere to take the lead by 0.01 pounds over Lenny and Jeff.
Awesome catch, guys.
The rest of the field will have to swing hard to catch up to the 19-pound bags that hold the top spots.
We ended up rolling into a spot at like noon and we caught our 470 and a couple solid chunky trees, and it really kept us in the hunt. I mean, we're only 2 pounds back. Anything could happen today, especially here because it's a giant largemouth here.
For Jordan and Wennick, they're heading out in good spirits despite falling behind a bit after day one.
I think we're about 22nd right now, so we're about just under 2 pounds out of top 10. So it's attainable, you know, to cash a check, and a miracle would put us into first. So that's fishing. It's dreams, you know.
After day one, the top 3 teams all came to the scales with a 19.25 pound bag separated by only 4 1/1000ths of a pound. Day 2 will have to be moving day for the top 20, who all have a shot at a pace spot in the top 10. A very possible 20-pound bag can bring teams from the back of the pack into the top 5 with ease. Giving every team good reason to swing for the fences in the last day of competition in the 2016 Renegade season. Overnight, a series of thunderstorms rolled through the area, bringing high winds for day 2 of the Classic. The remnants of the front may be an issue for the teams.
Today they're calling for 30, gusting to 45 was the last I saw. Luckily it's a small lake, so it's not going to blow up too bad. We got to adjust and figure out the best way to fish efficiently and hopefully get the right ones in the boat.
We might be a little bit more patient this morning. Yesterday they were aggressive. Today I think they'll be a little bit, they'll be a little bit tougher, I think, but it should be good. We'll see. We'll have fun either way, so we'll catch some fish.
A drop of 15 degrees overnight combined with the strong forecasted winds may just shake things up a bit.
I think it's going to be tough. I think the shallow fish are really going to be affected, but we're fishing more mid to deep, so hoping it works out okay for us.
I don't know if the storm is going to affect us, but the fact that we don't have many fish left to catch today, that's going to affect us. Yesterday we only had 8 bites. I can't see us getting more than 8 bites today, but who knows? We're going to probably have to look at some new water.
Team 10 right here behind the craft review boat.
We probably have the smallest boat here, and the shallowest boat, so the weather is a big factor for us, but we'll try to find some wind-protected places to fish.
For some, today's weather isn't really a concern.
I don't think the temperature dropped really enough. It's been getting cool at night now. That fall's encroaching. I don't think it's going to be a huge factor today. And the wind might actually help our early morning smallmouth bite. So we'll feel it out. If we gotta grind it out, we will.
A little more of a grind. I think that some people burned through their fish yesterday. Some people didn't. The area we're in still has lots there, so it's just a matter of going and getting them, hoping they bite, and then properly executing, which is a big thing.
That's a lot, man.
That is a lot. That's a mouthful.
All right, day 2. Big day for a lot of you. Just remember, guys, the weigh-in today is at 3 o'clock. It's not 4, it's 3. All right, good luck, guys. All right, let's go.
Dave Western and Dwayne Clifton entered day 2 as the leaders. As they reach their first spot, they quickly realize that the strong winds are forcing them to call an audible.
We don't feel too bad. This wind's kind of putting a bit of a bug in the plan. We'll work through it.
Everybody's fishing the same. This storm gone by. Everybody's going to be fishing the same kind of water, right?
Following the shoreline is providing them with some relief from the winds. However, it doesn't guarantee that the fish will be following suit. Wind is the story for day 2 of the Renegade Bass Classic. Teams have arrived at their first locations and are struggling to stay on the spots as much as they are struggling to find the active fish.
I think this wind's going to be a big factor today. There's a lot of gusty winds, and the water's dirtied up a lot since yesterday too. So we're just going to fight through it, kick butt, put our head down and go. Definitely cooler than it was yesterday, but they're biting. I think we just got to put the jigs in front of their face. I think that's what happened.
Rick Cool and Dave Woolridge have opted to fish sheltered waters, but the protection from the wind isn't necessarily making the fishing easier.
Very slow. We picked up one, but again, just a small fish. I'm just trying to figure out if they're thick cover, deeper water. Just not sure yet. Trying some new stuff I haven't fished before.
The Azumis had a tough day 1, and unfortunately, day 2 isn't starting any better.
Darren's got 2 in the boat, and he's lost 1 and missed about 4.
Yep.
I can't catch a fish. That's the story of our day right there. We've got to make something happen here. I mean, if we can't catch a 4-pounder, something's really wrong with us. It's like I'm being punished or something.
Team 25 have sacrificed pre-fished spots for sheltered waters.
Our spot where we got our biggest fish yesterday is pretty much almost unfishable because of the wind. Trying to make do with some secondary spots, and every once in a while we'll go back and check on it. Make something happen, but it definitely changes the way you gotta fish. Watercolor adds to that as well.
The path into the world of competitive angling varies greatly for a lot of the teams.
I was about 7 or 8 years old, very first time I fished a tournament. With my dad, we used to do it once a year. He'd take me out for the day, we'd fish the local derby at the time, and yeah, it was a highlight of my summer.
I guess it was a natural progression to get Darren involved in tournaments because when I was 15 years old, my dad, Joe Izumi, started the first bass tournament in Canada. That was 43 years ago, actually. So that really got me hooked on competitive tournament fishing.
I think when you take something that you have a strong passion for and you really love, and you get to throw it into a competition with a bunch of other dudes who wants to basically try and kick your butt, I think it's wicked. Why not make something you love a sport?
I used to play a lot of different sports and stuff, and when the body started to say, well, you can't play at the level that you used to, then it was time to satiate my competitive needs in a different way.
I used to play a lot of sports, so I hurt myself, so I stopped playing sports, and then I got into the competition of fishing against some of the best, and that's why I'm here.
My partner, my cousin at the time, we won the very first event that we went in on Kashaga-Wigamog up in Halliburton. So ever since then, I can't get enough.
We seen the flyer that said I could win $5 fishing tournaments. I saw, that's easy.
I'm kind of a competitive guy, which I think most anglers are. I just thought it'd be fun to do a tournament and see if you could catch more fish than the other guys, sort of thing, right? So once you start doing it, it's pretty addictive.
Watching guys like Bob Izumi on TV and watching his show and the tournaments and all the things that he was doing, we just thought, hey, if Bob Izumi can do it, maybe we can do it.
We got hooked on it, and we're certainly hooked on it now. Now we're at the point where we're wondering how much longer we'll be able to keep up this pace.
As afternoon rolls around, teams start to realize that they only have a few hours left to make their move.
Missed a couple good ones yesterday that would have helped a lot, but it's hard in this kind of stuff because you pin them and you get them up and they just, it's hard to get a hook in them and they'll take it, they'll run that way. And you gotta have the right rod for the deal. Big 1 ounce weight.
We got our 5. Average about 3 pounds each. The morning went pretty good. It got a little bit slow for us. Find the right spot where they turn on, I guess.
The wind's been awful though. Now the wind's come down a little. We're hoping our afternoon will be better. It is what it is. Out off this point over here, there's a submerged weed tree that sometimes has some in it. We're kind of hoping.
Not quite the 5-pounders we're looking for.
But it's a fish.
For Team 14, Jordan and Wennick, day 2 has turned around for them.
It's been on fire. We had a limit at 8:30 this morning.
Like 18 pounds.
Yeah, like 18 pounds at 8:30. Just looking for one monster.
We came out this morning with no pressure. We left it. We were 23rd leaving this morning. No pressure. We just kind of went out and went fishing. And we showed up on our first spot. We were 10 after 7. Caught one on our first cast. Not a good one, 2.5 pounds or so.
Booyah! First fish!
Start the second day of the Classic. Very next cast, lost a giant. A couple minutes later, we got into them again, and we had, in the span of maybe 5-10 minutes, we had 17 pounds or so on the boat. So it was a good start. Got the confidence up.
Oh my God! What?
Then we got one more real good one an hour or so later. And then it's been slow since then. We just picked up another one that's gonna help us maybe half hour ago. So we haven't caught a lot of fish today, but we've caught the right ones. So we're hoping we can poke one more real good one. We got about an hour and a half left. And we'll see. Either way, we had a fun day.
If we could get another, if we get a 5 or bigger, we're in contention to win.
As time quickly winds down on the 3 o'clock check-in, teams push hard to upgrade their day's catch in hopes of climbing the leaderboard right to the top. Fish after fish, racing spot to spot, teams are hoping the next hook set is the one they have been looking for. With only ounces separating a huge portion of the field, every single fish is going to count. The stage is set and the tanks are filled one last time for the 2016 Renegade season. Crowds gather by the docks to witness the teams bagging their day's catch, hoping to catch a glimpse of the winning fish. For these teams, this is either their time to shine or it's time to start looking forward to the 2017 season.
We were pleased on how we did. Today was going to be a tougher day on the water. We figured we got our limit. We called a couple times, got a better bag actually than we did yesterday.
A couple more, that would be all right.
It was a pretty bad day at the office today. A lot of little guys.
The morning was good, and then it just slowed right down. You thought we'd bring a big bag in, and you just shut down. Shut down.
We weren't expecting to do too well on the last row yesterday. It changed things around, didn't it?
Had a good day yesterday, or half decent day yesterday, but just today was a little tough.
9:58. It sucks when our one big fish yesterday was the size of our whole bag.
As the teams begin to hit the stage, it becomes quite clear that the fishing was anything but on fire.
We gambled, then we scrambled, and we got a mixed bag. You got to hang on to one of those, you got problems.
Tough fishing today?
It was very tough fishing. I think I didn't take up a new sport.
$7.99.
7.99.
Definitely tougher today than yesterday. I think the wind was a factor and there was a weather change. Certainly they weren't as active as they were yesterday. I think everyone will probably say that, but I'm sure there will be some good bags.
One of the first big bags brought to the scales was from Team 14, whose morning flurry thrust them up the leaderboard well into the top 10.
You need 1472 to take the lead. What do you think?
We got that.
1922 is the official call. Awesome.
Wish we'd have landed a couple of fish yesterday to see where we would have worked out today, but we didn't catch a lot of fish today. The fish we caught were the right ones.
Although some pretty big fish were weighed in, most would fail to challenge the teams in lead.
The fun part. We get to sit and wait.
While some of the top 10 were able to get in on good fish for day 2, others struggled to stay in contention.
We just had a tough day. We started off well, we got one good one, and then it just dried up.
The fight for the top spot would come down to the remaining 4 teams.
What do they got, buddy?
They need 1626.
1626 is the deal to take the lead.
Whoa!
Boom!
Team 13 didn't weigh in any giants, but the consistent quality of their fish would give them a healthy lead on the field.
Really like to walk up to Lenny and go, it'd be nice to get it on his home water, that's for sure, because everyone knows that this is his tournament to lose.
Team 36 struggled to get on the right fish and found themselves knocked out of the top 5.
No, not quite. Just off by a bit, lads. Good fishing, though. 1357 is the official call, folks. And then there was 2.
Local favorites DeVos and DeLodge were up next. Team 8 scrambled on day 1, using up a lot of the fish they were hoping to save. Were they able to find the fish to threaten the current leaders?
They need 1695 to take the lead. What do you think, gentlemen?
I'm pretty sure we got more than what's needed.
Awesome. 1695 is what they need. Boom. What's happening?
Team 8's skill and knowledge of these waters played perfectly, but their win would come down to whether or not Western and Clifton got the right bites, needing 18.16 pounds.
How do you feel today?
I feel good.
You guys are standing over there. You're unfazed. You know, but you're unfazed. I couldn't shake you. Should we push the button for you? No. Push the button, buddy. 13.98. Have your champs vote right there. They are your champions. Renegade Bass Classic Champions 2016.
Turns out we won with 37 and change of largemouth with 1 smallmouth today. That was caught on a flipping jig, and I'm pretty proud of that thing. So it doesn't happen very often in this body of water. You weigh in smallmouth this time of year, so it was good. And it was a good one too. It was close to 4 pounds. So.
Congratulations to Lenny DeVos and Jeff DeLodge, your 2016 Renegade Bass Classic champions. Steve Barnett and Jack Levert ended up in 2nd, and 3rd place went to Corey Gaffney and Tyler Ward with a weight of 34.33 pounds. In a tight race, 3rd through 10th was separated by less than 3 pounds over the 2 days. From those at Renegade Bass, we would like to thank all the competitors for another incredible year and look forward to the 2017 season.